I paid 100 Rees for this Pokemon card folder, and I am trying to collect all 156 Pokemon cards from the Unova Pokédex. So with that goal in mind, I went to buy Pokemon card packs and open them to get as many rare cards as possible, but I didn't expect to pull such a rare card worth more than 900 Rees.
However, before we go after these Pokemon products to open them, I need to do one thing first, which is to add the names of the new members here on the channel to our Unova Pokédex folder. And look who's here!
After the Zerom that we got in the last video, if you haven't seen the last video, if I were you, I would watch it. So with the pen in hand, I went to take a look at the new members of the channel and put his name in our new folder / Unova Pokédex that we are going to try to complete. Now our folder, which only had the name of Isaac Oliveira, now has Marcos. I think this guy's nickname is Bacalugio, Raul Reyes and Leonardo Passos.
For some reason, I think this is a bit crooked, right? Thank you very much to those of you who became new members here on the channel. And remember that if you become a member of the channel, you participate in the giveaways, get early videos, and your name goes into our black-white folder. Now let's go after the black-white products and see if we can add new cards to our folder to complete the Unova collection.
Only of rare illustration, of special rare illustration. But before leaving, I grabbed the essentials, which are my card binder, the sleeves, and a Pokeball booster, so we don't lose sight of the goal. And with everything ready, I went to Catch Card Games, climbed the famous stairs, and upon arriving there, I was surprised by this giant Mew. Giant Mew here, Kotnikotsak, worm.
Now I'm stunned.
See what happened? I went to buy some free Pokemon.
Huh.
Then I said, take it out. Then the guy said it was in that machine there. He didn't know what Mew was, he just took it out. He just got, wow, pulled a giant Mew, something like that. Then I looked and said, dude, I think you don't know it's a Mew, right? Then I went up and said, sis, how much do you want for that thing? Then he said, oh dude, 200 Rees. I said, give it to me. Then I came with it on the train. Then check this out. I was standing in front of the picture of the entity, our surprise blessing, and the guys were like, wow, look where that Mew is.
Everyone stopped to ask if I had managed it and stuff, and people were like, wow, what is this, guys? Dude, oh, it's just sorry, it's
Wow.
like, right?
You posted in the stories there, I thought you had gotten it. I thought you were with your girl and got it for her.
I even thought you gave it to her now. I was even surprised with that Mew the guy had.
It was the most expensive. The guy asked for 200 Rees, man. Then I was like, I said, man, I think I'll pay. The guys asked for about 500. I'll pay 500. Then he said 200. If you're watching this, guys who sold me the Mew, thank you very much.
This is definitely the biggest Mew I have ever seen in my entire life. Look, for English I have two objectives, and from his reaction he already knew exactly what I needed. The first objective was to get two different triple packs, the illustration of Reuniclus and Gothitelle, which only come in a triple pack, and the second objective was to open the mini booster combo. Man, the cards I pull here, I hope they are very expensive cards to put in my binder to complete the entire Unova collection. And before we get to the main course, that which are the mini combos, let's start by opening the triple packs to get the illustration of Reuniclus and Gothitelle for our collection binder. I was hoping that these triple packs would have some illustration, because if they did, it would greatly help our mission, but unfortunately we weren't that lucky, so the hope lies in the mini combos. However, before starting to open the boosters, to make it more interesting, I made a proposal to English.
I will do the same thing I did in the last video. There are about 4 mini combos here that are mine, okay?
Okay.
But let's do the following. If I get more rare cards, even if they are in mine, I will take my new ones. You just have to give me 2 more illustration cards.
If you draw more rare cards, remember you can choose 2 illustration cards from these 4 that I got.
Alright, let's go. I'll have to make things more interesting.
Let me go with you, these boxes. The idea is this color is all confident, man.
So I will go with Black Lightning and English with White Fire. We started the booster opening contest. English begins by pulling a Pokeball from Durant worth 3 Rays and 90 cents. And I pulled a regular Kiwi EX worth 5 Rays. In terms of rarity, I was ahead until he got a regular Keldeo worth 3 Rays and 40 cents.
Just using the regular one, it's working with Pokeball. I got a Pokeball just now too.
A Sandala and Pokeball for 4 Rays and 70 cents. And after opening a few more boosters, we finally got the first card with the rare illustration, a Patrat for 26 Rays and 89 cents. And before I got my first rare illustration card, I got a Petty Little Pokeball for 4 Rays and 50 cents, and then came the illustration of Maractus for 27 Rays and 89 cents, which I fortunately already have. And the good thing about this card is that it will be very good for us to use as a trade currency later. Continuing to open the boosters, English got an Excreta and Pokebola for 4 Rays and 50 cents, and opening my booster, I get the Tinamon Master Ball for 33 Rays and 90 cents, and at the same time, this happened.
Don't come.
Don't come. Wow! He pulled the Jolicious X, and the one we were most impressed with was the beauty of this card, the Emboar, which is worth 128 Rays and 15 cents.
You're a little paranoid.
I was a little worried because so far I haven't gotten anything very rare, and meanwhile I was still getting Pokeball cards, Jigglypuff for 4 Rays and 50 cents for example, and so far I'm only getting Pokeball cards and regular EX like this Serpentine for 5 Rays and 40 cents, but finally, after several boosters,
I'm seeing one behind.
I managed to get my first rare illustration card, Darmanitan, worth 48 Rees and 80 cents. And after that, it was a Pokeball of Karakosta and then a regular Reshiram. And the result of my mini Black Ray booster combo was 1 Master Ball, 2 regular EX cards, 3 Pokeballs, and 2 rare illustration cards. And English's mini Whitefire combo was 2 Pokeballs, 1 Master Ball, 3 regular EX cards, and 2 rare illustration cards. I think you're the one who matches here, right, with 3 regulars and 1 more regular in the Pokeball.
Yeah, I'm a bit discouraged with the game. There's still a game, man. We have one more mini combo. There's a game. Black Ray, you are my hope, man.
English so far has been the one who managed to pull the rarest card, and if I don't get anything rarer in these last boosters, he will be able to take 2 rare cards of his choice from the mini combo. So now it's time to open these boosters and hope that luck is on our side this time. However, we're off to a bad start because English pulled a Roggenrola Master Ball worth 14 Rays and 90 cents, and in the next booster he pulled another illustration card, a Ferroseed worth 27 Rays. To be honest with you, I was really worried about my possible defeat. However, little did I know that the booster I picked would be my salvation. I started opening the booster, but I got distracted because the English was surprised by the energy Pokeball item. But when I actually went to see what I had pulled from that booster, this happened.
Holy Mary, I didn't expect this. What is this?
Oh my god!
Wow, dude! Hey, that's what I'm talking about. This collection here came to take my set of prismatic evolutions. Yes, dude! That's it, my friend. I'm already happy. Wow! Joe, this is legit, brother. My God! Wow! Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
See for yourself. Wow, dude, the unbelievable happened. The impossible happened. I pulled a special rare illustration of Zegrom worth 980 Rees. For those who don't know me or for those who just started following my channel, you might not understand why I'm so happy, but this happiness, all this shouting came from a lot of luck I had opening special collections. So that's why I got so excited about this thing, man. But as the saying goes, an apple never falls twice in the same basket, right?
And unbelievably, that happened.
What happened?
And really, the apple doesn't fall twice in the same basket. It was just a prank. I got a Pokeball energy, that's all. But in the remaining boosters, we got the regular Keldeo, regular Genesect, also pulled another double pack with Reshiram and Cottonee, Pokeball of the Pokemon Lula, a Minchino Pokeball, regular Zekrom and X, the Whimsicott Full Art of Stardew, a rare illustration Lilligant, and a B-Sharp Pokeball. Let's see how this match turned out. So, in my Black Ray boosters, I got 2 Pokeballs, 2 regular EX cards, 1 full art, 1 rare illustration, and 1 special rare illustration, which was the Zekrom. And the English representing the Whitefire drew 2 illustrations, 3 regular cards, 2 Pokeballs, and 1 Master Ball. Well then, according to our game, that our boot, you owe me 2 illustration cards. However, I won't collect them now, man. But one day I will return here, and you who are watching this video will remember, I will return and claim what is rightfully mine. So now with all the boosters opened, I started putting all the rare cards in sleeves, and to help me, Clayton showed up sorting some fossil energies for me. And now with everything organized, let's take our new cards and put them in our Unova Pokédex binder. Starting with Embor, Patrat, Cottonee, Lilligant, Darmanitan, Gothitelle, Reuniclus, Ferrothorn, and last but not least, Zekrom. I still can't believe I had this luck today, man. We have here the duplicate card that, well, since I already have a Baracto in the binder, I'll use it as a trade currency. And now we are getting closer to completing our goal, completing the entire Unova Pokédex. Well, I said with everything organized, boys, I put my binder in the bag because I was going to another Pokemon card store to test my luck. And now instead of going alone, the Clayton and English are going to accompany me on this journey. They're like Michi and Brock accompanying me on the journey. The good thing is that we're going by car, and normally going by train takes a long time. And to avoid mistakes, I already checked my compass to see if I was still on the right path without losing focus on the goal. And a few hours into the trip, we were already in another city ready to catch more Pokemon. And speaking of Pokemon, Paulo, who had many of the Pokemon I needed, was there. Hey Paolo, but what I had to deal with here was with this guy, Rodrigo. Since today I was lucky enough to get Zekrom, I decided to buy 2 more mini booster combos. And calm down, relax. I don't think I'll get a card with the same rarity as Zekrom, but if we get some illustration cards, it's already a step in our journey, right? Yatajiite. And however, I was surprised that besides me, Clayton and Ingles also decided to join me by getting 2 mini combos each. And how about this? Whoever gets the rarest one takes everything?
I will live my life, die.
Do you have that courage to do that?
Well, if he has that courage, I don't. I don't. I'm not going to test my luck again. And as I mentioned, they bought them, but instead of choosing which mini combo they would take, they let the master of the house, Rodrigo, choose which mini combo goes to whom. The law of the stores.
Do you think which one is good and which one is bad?
This is the good one. This is the bad one.
Or something. So?
Which one's the good one and which one's the bad one there?
I think the same thing, but I'll leave 1 bad and 1 good with each. So this is the good one and this is the bad one. That's how I count.
Now let's see which of the 3 of us will draw the best card. To start, let's open White Fire and save the best for last. And since there are 3 people opening the Pokemon boosters, I'll only show the hits because otherwise you'll have an hour-long video. Although I think some people here would want that and would love it. To start, we pulled the Buffalant EX, Whimsicott EX, Rare Illustration of Deino, Rare Illustration of Mifu, Regular Hydreigon EX, Rare Illustration Woobat. And at this part, something really funny happened.
Hey, here's my Zorua.
The English with Zorua's Pokeball and Clayton with Zoroark's Pokeball, man, what craziness. Going back to the hits, we got regular Joliciante EX, rare illustration of Durante, and a full art Hilda. And in total from my boosters, there were 3 Pokeball cards, 1 Blitzen Master Ball, 2 regular EX cards, and a full art Hilda. The English got 3 regular EX cards, 2 illustration cards, 3 Pokeballs, and also a Blitzen Master Ball. And Clayton got a regular card, 2 Pokeballs, 2 illustrations, and a Master Ball. Now let's open Black Ray, where we got Excadrill EX, Servine and Master Ball, Zekrom Full Art, Tirtuga Pokeball, and then a rare illustration of Musharna. Opening in the middle of the boosters, the rare cards stopped coming, but as the boosters were running out, we started getting Patileo Master Ball, rare illustration of Adino, another rare illustration of Maractus, regular Genesect and full art Genesect, rare illustration of Caracosta, and rare illustration of Simisach. I found it funny that Clayton got a Golurk Pokeball, and after him, I got its previous evolution, which is Golett, also Pokeball, and lastly, there was a regular Zekrom EX. So those were the hits from the English mini combos, those were the hits I got in my mini combo, and those were the hits from Clayton's mini combo. The good thing about opening the boosters with them is that now I know which cards they got that I'm already interested in getting. So let's make some trades with the English. The cards of theirs that I wanted were these Miafoam-like Karate Kid Turtle from Finding Nemo and the Bat Pig card. Since the English guy works directly with Pokemon cards as a store owner, he was interested in the playable cards, and the good thing about them is that they are quite pricey, and the total value of these 3 cards of his that I got was 138 Ries, and the ones he got from me were 140 Ries. Our trade successfully completed. I could already take those 2 cards from him for myself since we made the bet and I drew the rarest card in our challenge, which was the Zekrom, right? I'll start showing it here for you, but I'll leave collecting that favor for later. And after the trade with the Englishman, I remembered that Clayton got a card that I found very beautiful and I also needed the Dino card. Do you want to trade with the Englishman or do you just want to roll? He agreed to make the trade, so for the Dino he took my Genesect full art and I transferred a bit more because actually besides the Dino I also got the Durant from him. And now let's put all the new cards in our binder starting with Simisage, Woobat, Caracosta, Minchino, Durant and Dino, and little by little our binder of rare illustrations, special rare illustrations from the Unova Pokédex is getting complete. Bastartes. In a little while I will do the count to see how many cards we already have and how many we still need to get. Look at the tough guy there. Well, I was already packing my things to go home when this guy shows up and shows me some of his cards. And looking closely at the cards he had, I needed 2 of them, Axel and Archon. And since I was in a rush with the Uber almost arriving to pick me up, I quickly grabbed my cards for him to take a look, and unfortunately, the cards I had at that moment weren't very interesting to him, but then Clayton helped me by giving him some cards, and thanks to Clayton, I managed to make the trade. Besides that, he also took the opportunity to give me the other illustration cards I needed, which were Odino and this pink Pokemon. Now I practically owe Clayton, and I'll have to pay him back later. When I was almost leaving, another guy showed up and showed me his folder, which also had another card I needed, Pignite. Since we already got Ember today, I thought about maybe getting Pignite today too. So again, I took my card boxes out of the bag and handed the cards to him. Of course, Lopareyo, hoping that I had some card he was interested in, but since he is a TCG player like the other guy, the cards I had there were not useful to him, so we arranged to meet another day to maybe try to make this trade with him. And remember I told you that the Uber was arriving? I ended up canceling because Paulo said he would take me. I ended up coming with Clayton and English, but on the way back I'll return with Leo and your father. So guys, this is where we say goodbye. See you soon.
Yeah, it's never goodbye.
But one of the reasons I went back with them was because in his folder there were 10 cards I needed for my collection.
Let me what you don't have there later.
Leo doesn't do trades, man. It's straight with Pigza. The cards I got from him were Venipidilo, Scraggy, Pignitesi, and out of nowhere keys to Paulo throws in a special rare illustration Buffalant. Whoa, hold on. Leave it here for now. I'll get that Buffalant later. This one is complicated. That Buffalant is too expensive for me to get right now. And I'm in debt with Clayton and now making another debt with Paulo. I'm going to fold and move on to the next one. For now, I'll just keep this Deerling, Gotita, Litwick, Solosis, Simisage, and Simipur. And the total for these cards was approximately 500 rays. And these 500 rays I'll have to either trade for Pokemon cards or send directly in cash. Finally, I arrived at the station to say goodbye to them, and in the next videos, I'll resolve this situation. Man, I thought I would get only a few cards today, but I got a lot of cards. Besides Leo's dad also helped me a lot with cards here to put in our black-white binder. I expected to get quite a few cards today, but honestly, I didn't imagine leaving with so many black-white cards for our Unova Pokédex binder, man. I couldn't show you very well, but here we already have about 9 more Pokemon cards that we don't have, and he still wanted to give me that Buffalant, man. That Buffalant was about 200 bucks. For now, I'll leave it to get last. While the training was arriving, I took the card boxes from my bag to put the new cards in to avoid damaging them. And 3 hours later, I finally got home and I was very eager to take the cards out of the boxes and start putting them in our Pokédex in the collection folder. But before that, I did a little count to know how many illustration cards we have managed to get so far, and they were 23 cards so far, and now we're adding 14 new cards to our folder, starting with Pignite, Simipur, Musharna, Odino, Venipede, Scraggy, Archon, Simisage, Gotita, Solosis, Sigilif, Litwick, Axew, and Stunfisk. So far, in our Unova Pokédex folder, I have collected 36 Pokemon, but we are still missing 120 Pokemon cards. So for now, we are a bit far from completing it, but the important thing is to take small steps until we succeed. Leave a like, subscribe, subscribe to the channel to keep following this journey.